Hello, NASL supporters. Welcome back to another episode of the Total NASL Roundtable. This is the last match day episode. So we're here with Theo once again. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. So let's talk about Wednesday night soccer. The Fury, they defeated Jacksonville Armada by the score of 3-1. And I know you're buzzing and you want to talk about this result because the Fury, they won the fall season. And they got to lift up the trophy. And what are your thoughts there and your feelings as a supporter of the club?
Well, first things, it seems like a long time ago. It was a week ago because we had a bye on Saturday. But the players returned to Ottawa, and they were presented with the fall trophy by Bill Peterson at an Ottawa 67's hockey game, which is another product of OSEG that owns the Fury. So there's some brand synergy going on there, but it was kind of weird to watch a team lift the trophy on a hockey rink. Seemed a little off, but hey, we don't care because that was a huge win for the Fury, 3-1, coming back from 1-0 down. They really turned on the Jets in the second half and showed their mettle, and now they have some silverware to go with that. Winning the fall season was big. Now they're set on winning the combined standings, the Woosnam Cup trophy. Cup, is it a cup or a trophy?
Cup, yeah.
Yeah, for the regular season champions. And for those of us who have been following soccer from Europe for a long time, that's kind of important to us. Because in Europe, that's the championship. You have the cup that's sort of on the side, but winning the regular season, winning the league, is the major trophy. It's a little different here in North America, I understand that, but regular season championship, man, that means that you were the best team throughout the league for the entire season. And your team, the Cosmos, is right there with us. It's coming down to the last weekend. So it's really exciting, right?
Yeah, and I feel like we're going to do that, and we're going to get into some details surrounding how the Cosmos may be able to get that first seed because the Fury may be resting some players. We'll get to talk about that in a little bit. But the Cosmos, they did beat the Scorpions by a score of 2-1. It was a very exciting match. It came down to the final minutes, and it was great that the Cosmos got the 3 points, and they just kept it going now. So it comes down to the final match day that we can have this conversation, have like this debate about who may get the first seed. So talking about the potential for a seed, as we talked about, the Fury are going to rest some players. So Theo, can you just talk about that? And what are your feelings about resting some players? Because the surface at Silverax Park isn't the best. Paul, I said that it was a bad surface. He said that it's more than that. So what does that really mean for the club going forward?
Well, I'm of two minds because I just talked about how important the regular season championship is to me personally. So I'm a little disappointed. Although I think that this is late in coming. I thought that in the last 4 games, when things were shaping out the way they were, that Dos Santos would rest some players here and there. I'm a little surprised that it's going to be Marcel de Bellis, his first start in goal. Paiser has been our best player all season, and I was surprised that he didn't get a rest. He's 36 years old now, and he has a body that's seen a lot of action throughout his career. And Marcel de Bellis, by all accounts, and I've seen it in practice as well, he is the real deal. He trains hard every time, even though he knows that he's starting on the bench every game. And his attitude is excellent. The players love him. So he's one player that's getting a start on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern. And I'm really excited for him. Like, he's a really charismatic player, and he has the skills. Our goalkeeper coach, who's Bruce Grobelar, who's a Liverpool legend, he says that Marcel de Bellis should be starting in a club somewhere else. Like, he is that high on him, and that guy knows keepers. So I'm really excited about that. I don't think it's going to be too much of a step down from Paiser, so I'm not concerned in that area. I know that Ryan Richter is not making the trip. He's the captain, and he's been injured for the past 2 games. I think they're really managing him well. I don't think he's all that injured. I think he's just getting some rest in before the semifinal on November 8th at Lansdowne Park Stadium. So it's all it's a balance that Marc Dos Santos is trying to strike between winning that Woosnam Cup and being rested for that final match, for the semifinal match. You could see it either way. I think they still have the firepower to beat Atlanta on Saturday and take the cup, get first place, get the number 1 seed, and be rested for the semifinal. I think you can eat your cake and eat it too in this case.
You were talking about how the very important thing is getting that top seed, and Marc Dos Santos said that that's not important to him, that he wants to win that semifinal. But do you feel confident in like these reserves getting a chance against the Silverbacks?
Yeah, he's assembled a really strong club. One of the players who's likely to get a start is the loan player that we got from the Impact, Jérémy Gagnon-Laparé, who is a Canadian under-23 international. He just played in the qualifying tournament for Canada for the Olympics, and he'll likely start. And he's a really good player. You'll see it if you watch the game. Drew Becky has come in and out of the lineup this season. He's likely to start as well. So you're going to see probably Julian de Guzman be on the bench. We've gone long stretches of the season without him. When he's in the squad, he's an asset. That's for sure. No denying that. But we've gone stretches without him, and we've done just great. These bench players, these reserves that are going to come in, are ready for prime time, and in many ways they have played throughout the season already, so it's not a real concern.
So you're very confident going into this match, and the Silverbacks, they're fighting for jobs as well, an uncertain future as well.
Yeah.
So they may be trying to play spoiler for that top seed. And the Cosmos, a very important match against the Rowdies, and again, the Cosmos are fighting for that top seed, and what makes this match, the Rowdies and the Cosmos, a great match is that the Rowdies are fighting for the 4th seed, and it's all about them and their strikers. So if the Rowdies win and the strikers lose, they get in as well, and so many other possibilities for that. So, again, it's going to be a very, very great weekend to watch some great NASL matches. I know for sure I'm going to catch that Fury and Silverbacks match just to see, when it comes to the Cosmos match, what are we playing for?
Yeah.
Are we playing to, or do we have a chance to win the combined table, or are we going to lose? So how
do you feel about that? Like, should NASL have scheduled these games all at the same time for fairness?
I actually think it makes the league a lot more exciting, just because we're able to put more attention on one match rather than just look at different matches at the same time, if you get where I'm coming from. So now the whole league can watch at 4 o'clock Eastern time. We can all watch the Fury take on the Silverbacks, and then at 7 o'clock watch, okay, the Cosmos are playing the Rowdies. I know we already know what we're playing for, like what you were talking about, but yeah, I feel like it makes the league a lot better in that way.
Yeah, definitely.
The Cosmos, they held a press conference on Tuesday, and I was there, and it was a great way to send off, or they're not leaving yet. Hopefully they're leaving with a trophy in their hand, a medal to bring back to Spain. But Raul and Marco Senna, the Cosmos, they held a press conference to give them some gifts to go home with, and just everyone was talking to Raul and asking questions of, are you going to be a coach in the future? When, where? And Raul just said that, why are people saying that I'm going to be a coach and all that? But Raul did say that he is going to stay in New York. He's going to stay here with his family. So that sort of starts the rumors, in a sense, that he may head the academy. There hasn't been an official word there yet. I know we talked about that on a roundtable before, but that just tells us one more time that he's committed to staying here He likes the organization. Marco Senna said that the past 3 years have passed his expectations for the club, so that sends a message as well. Raul did say that he will tell other players that it's a great time here, that they should come here. So just with these two big stars leaving the Cosmos, I never thought that Senna would ever leave. I never thought of a day where we will see the reboot Cosmos without Marco Senna. And I feel like that day is going to come and you're going to watch the Cosmos and they're not going to have these stars. But we're the Cosmos, so we're always going to rebuild. We're always going to get those big names again. So hopefully those names are not older. I know they saw some tickets just to bring those people to the match. But we want to build for the future. And you guys might be saying, well, you guys have some young players besides Raul and Senna. But some big-name younger players would be great for the future of the New York Cosmos.
Cool.
So what is your score prediction for the Fury against the Silverbacks?
I'm going to say that it's going to be a 2-1 victory for the Fury, and they'll come back again from behind to make that win.
So if that stands, if the Fury do win, they take the first seed. The Cosmos are in second, and third place Minnesota United, and fourth place it could be the Rowdies, it could be the Strikers, all dependent on what the result is there. But if the Rowdies do take it, that's what I predicted on one of our roundtables, that the Rowdies will take the fourth seed. Then the Fury will play the Rowdies at TD Place, and the Cosmos will play on November 7th at MCU Park in Brooklyn against Minnesota United, which those are two very, very tough matches. So I predict a Cosmos victory, a 2-1 Cosmos victory, and it's going to be a tough one. Not just the Cosmos match, but every single match this weekend. Especially with them being involved with potential lock-ins in the top four. So do you have any last thoughts?
On the playoff picture, if I were to choose which team I'd rather play, let's say that we do get the first seed overall. We haven't won against the Rowdies this season. We've had 3 draws. And so we have shown that we can beat the Strikers. So I think that would be my preference. And yeah, New York Cosmos against Minnesota United is going to be amazing if it happens. That is a quality matchup, man. And I don't envy you the position if you're playing Minnesota, just as I would want to avoid Minnesota right now. I don't think that the Fury want to play them right now. Although, I mean, they're confident about their chances either way. I think the preference would be to play either the Rowdies or the Strikers. And for me, even better, just the Strikers.
I don't want to play the Loons as well, just because we struggled against them away, but this time we're going to play at home, or our second home, if you want to call it that. And we beat them at Hofstra before, so we're able to beat United, but I just feel in the postseason, in the championship, it may be some cold conditions, which both teams are very used to. I just feel that it's going to be a very difficult task. And hopefully you guys play Minnesota United. I want the first seed. I want to play a Florida team. I want to beat one of them. And I want to potentially play the Fury in the soccer ball at home.
Right.
At Hofstra. That'd be great.
And what is your score prediction for the Cosmos and Rowdies game?
2-1 Cosmos.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like they're just going to – again, it's going to be a tough match. I just don't see the Cosmos just putting on like 4-0, like how you guys just killed us.
Yeah. And so in that scenario, do you see Fort Lauderdale beating the Armada to sneak into the playoffs? Because if the Cosmos beat the Rowdies and Fort Lauderdale wins, they push out the Rowdies. So what are your thoughts on that?
I'm just going to say I feel like in that match, I feel like the Armada are just going to just play spoiler and just play for a draw or maybe a victory. Who knows what they're trying to do, but I would like to see a draw there or a potential Armada win, which would be great for us. But playing the Rowdies or the Strikers, they're two tough teams as well. The Strikers, they went to the championship. I mean, they went to the soccer ball last
Yep.
year. So no matter what team we face, it's still going to be hard. So we're sitting here talking, oh, we want to play this team, we want to play this team. It doesn't matter just because it's going to be a very hard time no matter who we face.
Of course.
No matter if, say, the strikers don't have big name players or don't have the best players in the league, they're still a tough team to play against.
Yep.
So hopefully things work out. Hopefully the Cosmos get the first seed. I know Mark Dos Santos has said that he doesn't want the first seed. He doesn't want to fight for that just because he wants to rest his players and he wants to win in the semifinals and potentially go to the soccer ball. So, Theo, you personally, do you want to win the top seed? I know you said in Europe that's what everyone fights about, and here the minds are different. Personally, what do you think?
I want that trophy. I want the first seed. I want to be the best team in the NASL in 2015 in the regular season. That's something that I want, definitely.
And as you know, things can change in the next year, like how we see with the Scorpions. So
absolutely, like we're losing our coach after this season, so it's now or never. So I want all the pieces of silverware that we can get that are within reach, and both of those are within reach. I don't think you have to settle for one or the other.
Do you think there's going to be a fall off, like from this season to next season, just because Mark Dos Santos leaves and you get a new coach, which we don't know about? There has been too much rumors about it, but do you think we're going to see a fall off, say, not in talent, because I feel like they're going to stay around, but I mean, like maybe with like the philosophy, the style of play, and everything that this new coach is going to approach the squad with?
I think there's going to be somewhat of a decrease in the amount of intensity, perhaps, because of the motivation skills that Dos Santos has. He also has the contacts to go get replacements for players who may leave, and that network could be in jeopardy. We could be in jeopardy of losing it if Dos Santos goes to he is going to another team, but it depends if he brings his brother with him or not. There's so many variables that it's hard to kind of predict what's going to happen. We have zero news on succession and on what's next. Everybody is focused on this next game and the playoffs, which I completely agree with. I'm actually not thinking about that too much either. It's at the back of my mind thinking about, okay, well, next season, what happens? But I'll tell you what, the thing about next season that excites me most is all this expansion talk.
Mm-hmm.
Especially today. There was lots of rumors swirling around. Chicago, it looks like they're back in the game. Chicago Sting.
There's so much talk of them like not getting into the league, but now the talks are so strong that we may see them in the league in 2017, and that may be a conversation for another week, for another day. But just thinking about expansion, next year we have Puerto Rico, we have Miami FC, 2017 potentially Chicago Sting. I don't know if Bill Peterson, I think in an interview he did say it, but I didn't hear it officially, so I'm not going to declare that he said it. But we will have to see on that one. But we do have a question or a statement here from Blog Fury FC saying, Fury or Cosmos, who matches up better against Minnesota?
Good question, Blog Fury FC. It's been really close in every game between Minnesota and Ottawa, and it's been rough and tumble. Those two teams do not like each other. It's very clear, and they are equal in talent level. You can see it. I think Minnesota matches up better with New York. I think Minnesota would rather play New York than Ottawa.
Me personally, I don't want to face Minnesota.
Exactly.
I don't want to face Ottawa either. I don't want to face any team in the top four. Except
I'll say this though. I don't care who we meet in the final.
Yeah.
The final is the final. Yeah. But in the semifinal, I'd rather face Tampa or Fort Lauderdale. We match up okay with Minnesota. I mean, but that's going to be a much tougher match in my opinion than facing off against one of the Florida teams. and New York is you've had some hard knocks against Minnesota this season.
Yeah.
So it's rough. I think Ottawa, to answer the question directly, Ottawa matches better with Minnesota than New York. But I think Ottawa would like to avoid a semifinal match against Minnesota.
My hope is that you guys deal with Minnesota. You guys do what you have to do. Get it done. I don't know what you guys have to do to win. Maybe PKs, maybe something. But I want you guys to handle Minnesota. If you guys lose, you guys lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys don't. I want to see the Fury go to the final. I want to see Canada versus the Cosmos, or the Fury versus the Cosmos. But it's going to be a great match. Hofstra, that's my prediction right there. In the soccer ball, it's New York Cosmos, Ottawa Fury, and take it as it is. That's my prediction. Do you want to have a soccer ball prediction? It's probably going to be the Fury in there.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the Fury are going to the soccer bowl and that they will face Minnesota.
Oh, I was not expecting that one.
Sorry.
Not expecting that one. So you think we're going to play Minnesota in the semifinals?
Yeah.
And you're going to beat the Silverbacks. We're going to lose to the Rowdies, or we're going to beat the Rowdies, but it doesn't matter just because.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, and we lose in Minnesota at home. If that happens, if that really plays out and that happens, I think I would actually cry, to be honest.
Oh, no. Don't cry, John.
Like, I know, like, people are like, oh,
there's no crying in soccer.
Sports. Yeah, but Raul and Marco Senna, when I saw them at the podium, when I saw them actually talking and saying that we're going to retire, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That gave me the goosebumps, you know what I mean? And to see them not lift up that trophy of what everyone's talking about, you know what I mean? What everyone's talking about is like, we want to leave with a trophy. We want to leave being the champions in the league. Please leave being the champions. Don't leave and you're losers and you lost to Minnesota United. I don't think you want to lose to those guys.
Yeah, and strangely, you know what? Like, that narrative could have been the leading one in Ottawa, but the players and the coaching staff are playing that down. The fact that Dos Santos is leaving, there's not this sentiment of, hey, win one for Dos Santos. They might be saying it privately, but in public, with the media, they are not saying that at all. They're actually playing it down. They're saying, no. The players are saying, no. We want to win the final, but we want to win the final because that's for us. Like, we're sad that Dos Santos is leaving, but we're in this. We want this. So I think it's a healthy thing to do, but it could have gone that way, but it didn't. It's interesting.
So that's all the time we have for this week. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, leave that in the comment section below. Leave a like rating. What are your thoughts? Who do you see finishing in the top 4? What are your soccer ball predictions? Leave that all in the comment section below, and we will talk about it next week. We will try to bring you so much content next week just because it is the week leading up to the semifinals in the championship. So hopefully it's a great one. Hopefully we see the Cosmos get the first seed. Well, that's all me. Hopefully Theo thinks that the Fury are going to get that first seed. And Mark Dos Santos, again, he doesn't want that first seed, but Theo, he believes in it so much. So leave your comments below. What are your thoughts on everything we talked about? Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Good night.
See ya.